How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem and welcome back. This is part 26 of my full platinum walkthrough for Hollow Knight Silksong. To make sure we're all on the same page here, we finished our first playthrough for the majority of the trophies in part 24. Then we started our second playthrough for part 25 and got the 5-hour speedrun trophy. And now for today's video in part 26, I'm going to be reloading our save file after beating the speedrun, and we're going to pick up here at the end of Act 2, and we're going to backtrack and go explore the world to start our 30-hour speedrun trophy, which is officially the beginning of the end. It's the final trophy that we need for platinum. So welcome to the speedrun for the 30-hour 100% completion trophy. This speedrun does not take itself nearly as serious as the 5-hour speedrun, which I'm sure a lot of you might actually be happy because in the last video, the comments were sounding a lot like this.
I'm not like a zoom around or like you. I'm kind of like a kind of like lay around. I like to lay around the whole day.
I'm sorry, I had to do it, guys. That audio lines up way too well. But anyways, the speedrun is not as serious as the first one, but that being said, we still need to keep pace. We will make backup saves before like difficult spots or big boss fights, things like that. But for the most part, we'll have enough time to explore and do all the stuff. And it's going to be a lot more efficient because we're not going to be having to backtrack or anything like that, seeing as that we've already opened up the world. We've already got a lot of the abilities. So it's going to be a lot faster paced and a lot easier to navigate the world. So welcome to the start of our 30-hour speedrun, and let's get started. And you know that you know the drill. In playthrough 2, we're not doing foreshadowing quotes, we're doing riddles. And I'm a little bit pissed that no one answered the riddle in part 1. But listen, I'll give you guys a second chance. You can answer that riddle whenever you feel like. Just take your time. No, that's fine. No, in part 2, I'm going to give you another riddle, and I hope to see you guys answer this in the comments. What has cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and water but no fish? I don't know. Maybe it's a foreshadowing riddle. Maybe I did both of them. I did the foreshadowing quote and a riddle. Maybe I'm just that good. Who knows? Either way, I hope to see the answer to this riddle, because why am I doing this if no one's answering it? So anyways, let's get started with our playthrough. Alright, before we load up our save file for the 5-hour speedrun, we are going to make a hard backup save on the cloud, because odds are you probably didn't do that after beating the game, and you're going to want a checkpoint of sorts after beating the 5-hour speedrun. That way, if you mess up today's video or whatever, you at least have a checkpoint after the speedrun, because we probably didn't make a backup save after beating the game and popping the trophies. So make sure you do that before you pick this save file, and when you're ready, go ahead and select your save file. It's going to put us on the bench right before fighting the Grandmother Silk at the end of Act 2. And now, instead of going to fight the boss, we have a lot of backtracking to do. So as you can see, this is where I left off. I never got the optional masks or spool fragments, so I will be getting some of those today. And I'll definitely call out the ones that if you were to have backtracked, I'll point out where those are. That way, in case you're like, I don't see one, it's like, well, you've already gotten it, silly. So anyways, that's where I'm at right here, where I have 2 upgrades on our needle. I have 1 extra mask towards... We have 6 masks health-wise, and then I have 1 extra. And then we've only picked up 1 spool fragment. But otherwise, that's a look at everything. Here's the loadout we have. And as far as crest, I have the Reaper, Hunter, and Wanderer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's our loadout. And now we are going to go to the Ventrica Station and head to the Grand Bellway. And we're going to make our way to Bellheart. I'm not going to be able to sit here and just explain things at will all the time. I will have to make it a little bit more concise. So I'll try my best to showcase, like, you know, my loadouts and stuff, but I don't have the luxury of just sitting around and showing off every item and stuff like that. So you'll have to do you have to pause the video or something like that if you're curious what my loadouts are and stuff like that. But head to Bellheart, and we are going to do a lot of purchases. So first, select My Missing Courier. Okay. And that's it on that one. Just pick that wish up. And then we are going to head to the right, where we are going to meet Chakra. And we are going to ball out. If you're not able to buy everything, for some reason you don't have all the beads, definitely do this by the end of today's video. I would at least try to pop whatever rosary strings you have or something, but I would try to buy everything you can. But yeah, if you had like 0 rosary beads, we should have a few rosary strings in our inventory, so at least buy like the moss map, if anything. And then I would get the compass and moss map at the bare minimum, but you should be able to get everything if you haven't died and stuff like that. But at least get the moss map. That's the one we're using today. And the wormways as well, but, you know, get whatever you can. But wormways and the moss area is the 2 places we're going to be going today. So those would be the priorities at the moment. But I have enough to buy everything, so I'm just going to get them all right here. And like I said, if for some reason you had no beads, just pick this up at the end of the chapter. We will have a lot of beads by the end of this chapter from doing stuff, so you should be able to get that at some point. So either return to Bellheart and get it or don't. Or get it now, basically. All right, so now we are going to go do Missing Courier. So come with me. We have to open up the door, most likely. I don't think I actually opened it in the speed run. We had bigger things to do. Also, we do need to complete the Hunter Journal. We need to kill 100 enemies, basically, to get the tool upgrade. So we don't need to, like, finish the journal entries. We just need to have killed 100 enemies. So definitely be, like, taking out any enemies that you see throughout our run. I'm going to be, like, doing certain spots, but you'll definitely want to, you know, do that. I'm going to go ahead and equip the compass for you guys as well. Okay. Yeah, just be taking out enemies. If you've already killed it, it doesn't matter, but definitely try to get the kills. I'm gonna open this door real quick. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what 100 enemies you kill, but you'll want to be getting everything you see, basically. So, like, some of the wishes are not going to be required for the 100%er, but it's like they help because they give rosary beads or something, or it's like they help you farm enemies you would already be killing. So it's kind of one of those things where when they say, like, if you look up like which wishes are required and stuff like that, most of them are, but some of them are not, but they are very helpful. So we're dropping down all the way here and kill these 2 enemies. A lot of these you'll probably remember, like, from when we did them, and it'll, you know, you don't need much guidance, I imagine. But we need to get this because we'll need to do one of the delivery runs, so we need to set up the deliveries. But the deliveries themselves are not really required. Okay, now we're going to drop down to Bone Bottom. And I'm going to quickly, before, whoops, wrong floor. Before we do that, I'm going to knock down the Mossberry while we're up here. Which, there it is. No! All right, well, I'll have to get it. I'll have to get it in a second. Oh, well. I tried to be efficient. All right, so we're going to pick up a couple of these. So the Lost Fleas, for sure. Okay. We're going to do berry picking. We're going to pick up volatile flint beetles. And then I'm going to do Garb of the Pilgrims. These are not required. These 3 are not going to be required for us, but Garb of the Pilgrims, we're going to be killing them anyways, and they give you beads, so it's definitely worth it to pick it up. It doesn't take us any extra time, really, so, and then these are optional for us. So we're going to do that, and then if you're able to buy the magnetite brooch, go ahead and buy that now. If not, you'll have another opportunity later on in the chapter when we get a bunch of beads from the Mossberry chapter. So if you're struggling on money, basically at the end you'll have enough to buy these items and also make your way to the Bellheart to buy all the maps. So you should at least. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna keep that as is. I'm gonna quickly knock down that berry. Since somebody missed. There we go. Just like to get it. Now we're going to go down. And get the stuff here. Again, just be killing everything, but there's some more beads. I'm gonna try to make you guys rich by the end of the video. That's my goal. Now we're gonna get the mossberry, which is silly now that we have our abilities. We can just run and jump. It's pretty crazy. So now drop down. Get the shards if you want. And we're gonna get a rosary string right here. And then we're going to go get the shards here, but I'm also going to quickly kill the other guys since we have an upgraded needle. It takes like that. It's that easy now. Isn't that crazy from before? That'll give us a beast shard, which you can use to basically do the wishes for like paying, like repairing bone bottom if you want, something like that. If you wanted to, you know, get those rewards and whatnot. But now coming to the water here. Open the shortcut. Some more shards. And now, as long as you kill at least one of these guys, you don't have to worry about it. Get the other mossberry. There we go. Yeah, the money and stuff's not required, but, you know, we have to farm to buy certain items in the shop. You guys know how expensive shit gets in this game. So, it's worth it to pick up some of these spare rosary bead rooms and stuff like that. Especially while the enemies are easy. Alright, so go through the needle and door. We're going to pick up the map, and the only maps that are actually required are the ones that Chakra sells, but, you know, it just makes things easier. Because a lot of the ones that, you know, are not sold, it's just literally picking them up, and it helps to be able to see where we're going and stuff. So I will be getting them. I'm going to rest at this bench real quick. Okay. So now we're going to go get the masked shard. We can open up this real quick. Okay, what? There. So go up, and then we're going to go up to the right. And make sure you kill one of these little light guys. And then there's a rune harp here. We can trade in for more beads and stuff. And now kill one of these enemies, at least. There we go. And then kill one of these guys. That's so much easier than the first time, huh? Like, having all the abilities is just stupid. I think it's fun to do the different playthroughs, because, like, you know, the first one you get everything. You get an appreciation of every little thing. But then the speedrun shows you, like, a different side of the story, in my opinion. Oh, shit. Okay, didn't mean to beam myself up. So now we're going to go right for Eva. I just think it's cool that, yeah, you just get to do different types of playthroughs. So allow insight. We did it. We evolved the crest of the hunter, guys. Look at us. And you'll want to speak to her again, by the way. Just to, like, start that quest or whatever. Alright, there we go. So now we'll come back once we have all the memory lockets and stuff. So now go... up and left. This will give us a spool fragment. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. I was reading my notes and I didn't really take it that serious. I should have. Well, at least it didn't really put me back. We can't get the snare setter just yet. Okay, cool. Killing it, guys. I'm actually killing it right now. There we go. Spool fragment number 2. So we've gotten 5 mass shards so far and 2 spool fragments. Okay. Now we're going to head back to that bench. The snare setter's up above, but we don't have the fade down cloak yet. So don't worry about that. But some of these areas we will have to come back to later, like the bottom of deep docks and stuff. But we're going to do everything pretty efficiently for the most part. Actually, hang on. I want to throw on the crest. I forgot that it had removed that. Put the Wanderer back on if you want. And yeah. And we got a mossberry up here. Wow. Unlucky. And then we have a boss fight, which will give us the Weave Light tool, which is required. There we go, that's one. I literally can't see, game. What are we doing here? I'm in the corner. Feel free to use your cog flies, by the way. But it does be wasting shards, you know, and I like shards. Give me that weave light. There we go. Damn, he drowned. I'll be drowning everybody in this game. And I will throw on the weave light now. So there we go. And now we're going to get out of here and go do the rest of Moss area. Moss Home? I don't know what to call it. It's like Moss Grotto, but Moss Home? So at this point, if you haven't already gotten the Wanderer Crest, now would be the time you'd go get that. Which, if you followed along in our 5-hour, then you should already have that. But, you know, we are going here now, so... So if that door right here isn't open, you would go up and over, and then drop back down to get through here. And you would go in there and complete the lockdown for the thing. And this is where we're going to start picking up all the shawls that we see. Again, that rewards us with some beads, so it's nice to get since we're already killing these guys. And, oh, by the way, to the left here is where that Steel Soul mode room is for the boss and the infinite shard item and all that. That's where, well, at least part of that is. So we got to get this bad boy right here. And if you hadn't, there is the Weaver effigy at the top there. If you hadn't already gotten it. But anyways, we should have already gotten it, so I will assume that you have the Wanderer Crest and all of that. The Weaver effigy is not required if you don't want to go get it, but it does give you beads if you hadn't picked it up already. The rest of this bench, and then we're going to go up the elevator. And if you hadn't already gotten that mossberry to the right, now would be the time. Pick up them shawls. Now we're going to head right here into the secret room where we will get the next mossberry, which is our last one for now. There's one way later in the game, but for now we're getting that. And let's see, we'll go here first. And we're going to get a fuck ton of beads. That's going to be very nice. So this is where you would earn a bunch of beads to buy the maps, buy the items in the shop in the bottom. And fair warning, I am going to buy the simple key in Bone Bottom, so if you've barely got 500 beads, I would buy the key first before doing all those. We did it! Wow. Alright, so there gives us our Druid's Eye, which is required. The upgraded tool is not required. So all the tools that we get, you know how there's a few of them that have upgrades. Those are not required for the 100%. You can get them if you want, but they're definitely not required. So this will basically finish up the Mossberry, and if you were to get the 7th one and return it, that would be able to give you the other stew or whatever, but we have to get that because it's required for the delivery. But the rest of the upgrade tools are not required. So this will be, I think, the only upgrade tool that's actually required, so that's why we're doing it. Alright, so that's that, and as you can see, I have 875, plus we have some strings, and we have a rune harp to turn in, so that's plenty of ways to have made you guys rich at this point. But I still have one more trick up my sleeve for money. Actually, two more. So we'll get those beads right there, and then there's some more beads to the left. You probably didn't get these already. So rosary string right there. And now, let's see, I have 9 shawls or whatever. 10. I need 2 more. So go ahead and farm the rest of these. Just keep running around until you find them all. Reset at the bench real quick. There'll be some right here. And then we're going to go drop down to the wish board and turn that in. And now you'll want to prioritize the simple key, but then get everything else that you can. So again, we're not doing these 2 for right now. You could do it, I guess, but you don't have to. So I'm going to buy the simple key. So in that shop, it's the magnetite brooch, the simple key. We've already bought the craft metal, and that's pretty much everything. So now we're done with that shop. So yeah, and if you haven't, like, basically you'll want to have bought the key, the magnetite brooch, and the maps from Chakra in Bellheart. Those are all the purchases I've made so far. And if you've done that, then you'll be pretty caught up on everything that we have to do. So hopefully, after turning in all those berries and all the rosaries we picked up, hopefully you'll have enough for everything. So I would hope, at least, because I have, what do I have? 400 plus rosary strings after buying everything. So if you're broke at that point, I don't know. That's on you. I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and kill this guy just for the hunter journal thing. And also just for the shards and whatnot. It doesn't take that long with our... I'll go ahead and use some cog flies. Dude, Hornet, get... Oh my god. The stupid, like, auto climb. Oh my god, it just got me killed. Man, that's frustrating. It's like I want to just drop down, and then she has that goddamn ability to climb onto walls now, so she thinks she's hot stuff. But Hornet, you're getting me killed, okay? Sometimes you gotta trust me that I know what I'm doing when I just want to fall off the wall. You ever think about that maybe I know what I'm doing? This isn't even our first playthrough, Hornet. Well, what are you? You just don't trust me, or what? Should be almost dead now. Bro. That's what I'm talking about right there. Thank you. Like, I know it's not that crazy. Like, that'll give us the shards, and then also it'll spawn those other guys after he's dead that we can get more progress on the journal to get the 100 enemies. Because every little bit helps. Alright, so we're going to go in there. If you, by the way, if you hadn't already picked up the mass shard, the one down there is, you'll need to get that. I've got to be hella careful right here. There we go. So we're going left first. I'm going to try to knock this area out quickly. And then left again. Now for this one, you have to run off of here and then hit your dart or whatever, the, you know, the cling grip or whatever. you know what I mean. Otherwise, you won't be able to get to that at this point in the game. Whoops. And then this will give us our sharp dart, which is another required item. And you can go ahead and use it really quick to kill one of the big guys that's falling from the ceiling. That way you get one more entry on the 100 enemies. Next time we're in Greymore, we'll talk to New and all that. Cool. There we go. So yeah, definitely get at least one kill there. And then you'll definitely have that, but definitely kill one of those guys. But by the end of this area, you'll have that for sure. All right, so now we're gonna go start the Alchemy Wish. This is like the toughest one in my opinion. Get past that one enemy. Alright, so we're just going straight up. Speak to him. And then we'll equip the file and we'll go get the 3 things, as well as there's a memory locket and a shortcut you can open up if you wanted. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, I guess I'll do the wish. I guess. Okay, let's go. Equip the file. And I'm also, just while I'm here, I'm going to put on this spear once again. And now let's not waste any more time. Why are we facing the other way, Hornet? Alright, so get that one. Awesome. Oh, okay. God, they always pop up at like the worst point. Alright, so drop down here. We're gonna go down one more floor. So get the second one there. And then this is the shortcut, I believe. Yeah, if you wanted, you could open that up. And then there's some beads here. No! We don't have time for you. Alright, so now we're going left. That's that boss fight, if you remember. Dude, why? Why do they gotta do me like that? We're going all the way... Game, you gotta stop popping them like right as I'm... Okay. Now we just have a sense of humor, huh, game? Alright, let's pick up the memory locket right here. I swear, they pop up at like the worst times. Oh, okay. All right, hang on. I gotta go one more thing up. What? What is that shit? God damn, man. Okay. Watch, one will pop up now. Like, okay, get the third one. So it's basically the three things and then the memory locket. Why? I'm so paranoid now. Okay, turn in our wish. And then we'll set up our loadout really quick.
That's fine.
Give me the file, boy. Come on. All right, so I'm going to throw in the cog flies. You could do the file if you want, either way. And then I'm going to do memory locket for here, and I'm going to put on the weave light and the mirror. You can set it up however you feel like. And then I would probably do the magnetite and the shard instead of the compass, but you know, you do whatever you want to do. And I guess as far as, yeah, everything else is good. So set it up however you feel comfortable, but we're starting to have a good, you know, loadout here. And now we're gonna go up to the right. And before we go anywhere, you'll want to go up and to the right, but God, none of my buttons worked that I wanted them. Anyways, go up here, and there's some rosary beads right there. Every little bit helps us farm later. That's my motto. All right, before you go right, we need to drop down and get the fleet. Also, you can open up the shortcut there above the key door if you want. Just in case, I don't know. I don't know what you're into. Go home, flea. I like that our first flea is in the wormways. Like, definitely not what the game intended. With a simple key used and everything. Alright, so now we're going to head out to the right. My God, go game, come on. That was just downright disrespectful. Okay, well, we pick up the dead bug's purse, and now we're gonna head out of this hellscape. Whoa. We're almost free. Okay. No more bugs popping up out of nowhere. So instead of going back down, we're actually going to go up and buy the Bellway up in Shellwood, so we have that. So go up. Don't buy that bench unless you really need to. Watch, I'll eat my words now that I'm going to die, probably. Game, what? Game. Like, I swear it knows what it's doing sometimes, where they just keep moving the enemy right where it doesn't need to be. Okay, game. All right, fair enough. Oh, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. Watch this speed run back. Ah, forgot that one was there. I told you I was gonna die to that one spot. Still wouldn't buy the bench though. If it really wanted us to sit on that bench, it would have been free. That's my motto from the last speedrun. It's my motto again. Alright, just get up somehow. I'm not here to die again. Go right, ring the bell. We're finally getting the bells, everybody. It's been like, we already beat the Grandmother's Silk, but we gotta ring these bells, everybody. See if we're worthy of entering the Citadel or not. I just think it's funny. We've already beat the Citadel, basically. All right, so rest there, and then we can buy the Bellway right here. I wonder if I just go like this, is it gonna just auto spawn it? Is that actually, oh, it's faster. Okay, cool. We don't need to watch the animation. All right, now I'm heading back to Bone Bottom, or you could head to Bellheart at this point and buy the maps, or turn in the Rune Harp for even more beads, things like that if you were struggling on money. So that's what you can do. And I'm gonna call this video, I'm gonna call this one short here. I know it's still 40 minutes or whatever, but I'm gonna wrap this one up a little early so that we can get a lot done in the next videos. So I'm gonna try to keep it around an hour long as well, just like the last playthrough. But for right now, we are done with basically, or I'll show before we leave, we've done all of the Moss Grotto and Wormways and Weavenest Alta for now. In the next video, we'll press on with the like Marrow, Deep Docks, and Farfields. We'll get a lot of items there, and then we'll make our way up into Greymoor and Bellheart and Shellwood in the next chapter as well. So we'll have the like Act 1 areas pretty much done in the next video or two. So we have a lot of ground to cover, but for right now, we will wrap it up here, and I will see you guys in the next part 27. So I hope you guys are excited to press onward.